Okay, what I want to talk about now is the story of a dream I had that was really significant to me several years ago. In this dream, I was in a town that was destroyed. It was in ruins, and all of the people were, very emaciated, and they looked very poor, and they were all bent down and worship on their hands and knees in a dirt road. And there was this man who I would call a dictator, almost like Hitler, that's what it seemed to be to me, who was at the front basically demanding that these people worship him. And it seemed like he was responsible for why the village or city was in ruin. And there were these dogs, like vicious, ferocious dogs all around that I assume were meant to keep the people in line. And it was very odd because he ordered that everyone bend down and worship him, but I refused. And I remember just this dog, I was able to communicate with the dog telepathically, and the dog was worried for me. He told me that, you better bend down or else he's going to kill you. But I refused. And when this dictator saw that I refused, he was indeed furious. But he had demanded that all the people bring him gifts, worship him. He was an egomaniac. And I knew this. So when he brought me up and I could read his mind, well, he wanted to kill me. And I said, well, I have a gift for you. I will bring you this gift. And I could read his mind, and he was pleased with this. He thought to himself, okay, well, I will have this girl bring me this gift, and then I will kill her after. So in this dream, I went somewhere, and I had all these crystals. This was right before I got really, really interested in crystals. And there was a bunch of crystals, and I was going to offer him his pick of them. And there was one specific crystal that was blue that I could not identify and I'd never seen before. But I just knew inside that I could not let him have this crystal, that it would be dangerous if he got a hold of this crystal. So I brought him a variety of crystals, with that one included, and I brought them to him, and I kind of psychically tried to prevent him from picking that one. And while I offered them up to him, he chose a crystal, and it was not the blue one, and I was very grateful for that. And I can't really remember what happened after this point, but it seemed like the point of the dream was that I was in charge of these crystals, and they were protecting us, and that I was not supposed to allow him to choose the blue crystal. It was dangerous if he got a hold of that crystal. And I ended up, not letting him get it, which is, I guess, a good thing. And this dream was very significant for me because, one, I can remember it, I can recall it very well, and involved crystals, and it involved what I assumed was a dictator or even Hitler in my dream realm. And it really made me question my past lives. There is like a myth that the spirit who incarnated as Hitler was incarnated during the time of Atlantis and Lemuria, and he was somewhat responsible for the fall of Atlantis. So I researched that afterwards, and I found that very interesting. And, I really like this dream, and I still remember it to this day. It's very significant for me, and since that time I've worked very closely with crystals, and I'm learning about their metaphysical properties and how to use them to heal and how to work with chakras. I even made my own pendulum with a crystal. It doubles as a necklace, but I use it as a pendulum, and you can ask it yes or no questions, and it will move back and forth you establish which direction means yes and which direction means no, and you can ask it yes or no questions, and it will respond truthfully as long as you consciously intend for it to be truthful. If you use it as a game, it will respond in a like manner, but if you intend for it to be honest, it will be honest with you. And it has always answered me honestly. So Well, that is the story of the blue crystal, my dream, and I hope you enjoyed it.